Introducing the all-new Corolla.
If we can alleviate some of the pressures on the income producers in the businesses, in those that own jobs, that own companies, that hire people, then that could help balance the effects of the increased costs as a result of the minimum wage increase.
In a show of solidarity, the legislature's Republican senators joined Governor Eddie Calvo in his office this afternoon to announce the introduction of a bill cutting the gross receipts tax by 5% to 3.8 points. The measure is being introduced by Senator Cruz, co-sponsored by Senator Tommy Morrison.
I believe that working with the governor's office and the fiscal people, that there is some opportunities to balance this out. So the bill that the Republican minority will be introducing with myself as the author and everybody else as co-sponsors is to really move forward. Yesterday I announced a study, but I think the governor has enough with his team to support the fact that that we can balance this equation out going forward.
The island's GOP leaders acknowledged, of course, that their proposal is in response to Senator B.J. Cruz's proposal to implement a minimum wage increase of 95 cents in each of the next 3 years until the hourly wage rises to $10.10 an hour by January 1st, 2017. But they said any increase in the hourly wage must be balanced by a corresponding decrease in the business tax so that the wage increase does not result in layoffs.
I have to say that I will support a minimum wage increase if we simultaneously decrease the gross receipts tax as the governor and Senator Duenas mentioned. And one thing I want to make clear is we can't unilaterally legislate ourselves out of poverty. And we have to make a balanced approach.
The governor said he is confident that if this balanced approach is adopted, it will not have a negative impact on the general fund.
General fund will still have enough money to pay all the obligations.
I feel very confident about the general fund. Again, in a balanced approach, where revenues may go down in certain areas, they'll go up in other areas, as long as it's done with a balance.
However, the governor and the GOP senators said they were not yet prepared to give their unqualified support to Senator Cruz's bill, raising the minimum up to $10.10.
I think it's important to vet the process, both bills, see where it goes to the public hearing, vet it in session, and the main thing here is the 15 of us work together for the greater good of the people. And if that means supporting either or bills, I think that's what we should do.
Mike, you've had some reservations about 1010.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can't just artificially raise the minimum wage. There needs to be one of two things. There needs to be value added by the employee, and that's going to come in the sense of training them, giving them more skills so that they can earn more money, or there needs to be an offset to the business in order to allow that business to cover those costs.
They all emphasized that their proposal to cut the GRT was meant to balance out the impact of a wage hike. They said it was the start of a process that will involve negotiations and compromise.
We need to do what's right for the people, do what's right for our businesses, because we can't have one flourish over the other, and it has to be a balancing act. And
we're not going to support putting people out of work at raising a wage at 1010. We think that the testimony on that bill is going to show that jobs will be lost. We're putting forward a proposal to say, if we can balance this out, and when we're done with the public hearings and the bills, as you've seen many times before, never being in the original introduction stage that they are put forward and they're responsible, then I think you could see us with the governor supporting a responsible way moving forward.
Kevin Garrigan, PNC News.